So in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how I designed or I made this Happy Children's Day um, um, branding or something. Let me put it that way. Alright, how I got this 3D effect on this Happy Children's Day design I used for a design. Alright, so first of all, this is Illustrator. Excuse me. This is Adobe Illustrator 2024. Alright, and so the vector-based software, just like CorelDRAW and the rest. Alright, so I was explaining to you guys how I made up this whole stuff. It's actually quite easy, and so it will actually help you guys make your designs look better. Right, this is a 3D effect that makes your this thing looks balloon like with effects of lights and depths, right, in 3D. Right, so without wasting any much time, let's move. So I open up a new file, Control N or Command N, whichever one works for you. Then um all right, so I open a new all right, so I open a new document. Make sure my stuff is set on 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels. All right, make sure it's in pixels. Artboard just one. All right, RGB color, yeah, RGB color, yeah, default mode view. All right, so then I click on create. All right, it opens up a new page for me to work with. So I come over to my type tool, make sure it's on the type tool itself, then come and click on typing Children's Day. All right, so I increase the size of this. All right, I increase the size of this. Make sure your hand is on shift so that it increases it simultaneously, both the breadth and the length. All right, so increase that. Then I come over here to my properties. All right, then I'll change the font. The name of the font I'm going to use is called Kelsey. All right, that's the name of the font I'm going to use, so it's called Kelsey. Then some of all these are going out of canvas, which is not a problem. So I just come to this type, then create outlines. All right, then I come right click on this, then ungroup. All right, so come ungroup this. This one comes under. So I did chill, then drains. All right, so I get this DRENS somewhere under here. All right, so now the work is almost done, but now we now have to start finding a way to overlap them. All right, so now this is where the creative stuff comes in. So you can decide to play with each of these individual this thing any way you deem fit. All right, any way you deem fit. You can decide to play with them. All right, line them up however it is you want them to look like. All right, then can get them to overlap each other like the way I'm doing. This drain, this D, this E, so same thing. All right, then they all these ones too can overlap each other and come into something that looks nice. All right, so it must not really be perfect. It's a children's distance, so it has to be fun at the same time. right, and not just too rigid. All right, because children are all about fun. All right, so next thing I do is all of these shapes that have some of this thing, I don't really like the way they look. So what do? I click on them, come to objects, then go to where is that stuff part. On that part you have smooth, so I come to smooth. All right, then I click on this. All right, so I would just adjust it to the point where, okay, so at this point I think it's perfect here. All right, so this is the Y. I don't really need this again. All right, so I come here, click on my direction tool. All right, then come and click on any of the anchor points of this particular list, then delete. All right, take this back to where it belongs. All right, Y here, then I repeat the same thing to this S. Come over to objects, parts, smooth. So just smoothing it out till I get what I need. All right, this is actually nice for me. All right, so I come to this it's this C, do the same thing. All right, smoothing it out to this point. So this is fine because I've gotten this and I don't need this. Come to this I, do the same thing. All right, do the same thing on the I. All right, yeah, so I can come to this end and just also play around with it. Most of the times you can just come around and play with all of this so that it's hard to tell where you're getting what from. All right, play around with some of all these things. The E2, play around with them. All right, so which other one can do? We can do this A and see what A will do for us. All right, yeah, that's nice there. Then say the L. What can we do with L? So it's just about you being creative and all of that. So now we are done with all of that, so it's time to take out the unwanted stuff we don't need. So I come here, I'll click on this part. I don't need this. All right, I can leave this I the way it is. Then come to this C, do the same thing, get rid of this. Come to this S, do the same thing, click on any of the anchor points here, then get rid of that. So there I have that. I'm almost done with my design, almost done. So just a little, let me just adjust this A back because it's looking too wayward. Okay, so to the next thing. All right, I highlight all of them. I'll give them the color I used, which is this one. It's very chilled yellow poppy color. All right, so now there are two ways to do this. If I decide to group all of them together and make them 3D just at the same time, because they are overlapping over each other, it might be hard to tell which one from the other. So what do? I just individually add that 3D effect. So I come here, right on this C, then come to this my 3D and materials. If you don't see it there, you can come to your windows, then you click on 3D and materials. Right, it brings up this dialog box out. So I click on inflate. Right, 3D type is inflate I want. All right, so you see this has brought this out for me. So these are my parameters. I'm using depth 10, tapper 100%, volume 100%. Then I come to lightning. This is where the trick is. All right, so I come to this intensity and make the intensity 90. Then I make my softness 37. These are just my parameters. You can decide to play around with your own. Then I come to this place and click on render. All right, so it will take a while for it to render. Once it renders, you see the beautiful stuff is coming out to give. All right, so this is it here. All right, then I do the same thing over each one of them, run through the same process, inflate, then lighting, right? 90, 37, right? Then render. So in order to save our time, I would speed up the process till I'm done with everything. All right, then would continue back, so that I'll explain some other things you need to understand. Okay, so you have it. All right, all of them now are now in their 3D faces. Okay, so now you would notice that yes, they are all overlapping over each other, but we can now randomly now make it look like what we want it to look like. Right, so now this C is behind this H, which is good. Then I can push this L behind this I. How do I do that? I come to this layers panel. All right, I look for where the L is. This is the L. Where's L? So I can come L and just drag it below this compound I. All right, so there you have it. It's behind this. All right, so you see how lovely it now looks. All right, so same thing with this N and S. This is S over this, so this E, I can bring this E right above the N, right, to look like this. All right, so we have this. Then this D, I can also bring it forward. This is D here. All right, I can bring it up over here. Right, so then I can also adjust where it's looking and how it's looking. Okay, so it's going to load for a while because I'm changing its default orientation. Right, so you have that there. Then this D, can take it up here a little bit. Then I can take this Y behind, right, the E, and there you have it. Very sweet and simple stuff. All right, so there you have this whole stuff looking the way it's looking for. So you can decide to arrange it however best you feel like arranging it, and however best it is you want to feel like doing it. This is nice here and all of that. So it shouldn't really be centralized because the children's listening, for crying out loud. So it should just be fun, right? So this is that, and we are good to go with this. Then how do I now save? All right, so I come over to file, come to save as. All right, then I'll save it as PDF, Adobe PDF. So have children art. All right, then I click on save, and automatically saves it as a backgroundless PDF. All right, so thank you for your time, and I hope you learned one or two useful tips from this. All right, bye. See you guys in the next one.